Public decommunization in Ukraine began during the Euromaidan Revolution. On December 8, 2013, a monument to Vladimir Lenin on the Taras Shevchenko Boulevard in Kiev was demolished. Protesters smashed the statue, a symbol of the totalitarian Soviet epoch. Similar communist symbols were demolished or removed across the country. Later, in April 2015, the Ukrainian Parliament adopted the law on decommunization.
On Maundy Thursday, we cleaned the communist infection and plague. Thank you for your support. I congratulate us all on accepting this important historical decision.
During the first year of decommunization, the Verkhovna Rada adopted 13 decrees, renaming 987 settlements and 25 districts, in total just over 1,000 place names. More than 300 historical names were restored. Around 70 of them belong to the cultural heritage of indigenous peoples and national communities of Ukraine, Crimean Tatars, Bulgarians, Greeks, Jews and others. In Crimea, 5 districts, 1 town and 68 villages were renamed. Most of it was a restoration of historical place names which were erased from the map by the Stalinist regime after the deportation of Crimean Tatars in 1944. In temporarily occupied Donetsk and Luhansk regions, the parliament renamed 74 cities, towns, districts and villages.
The war which is happening now is not so much about the territory, but about the Ukrainian identity. Decommunization in this context was extremely important because the traces of the communist totalitarian past were leaving the Ukrainian consciousness.
In Kiev, every 10th street was renamed and over 50 objects were removed, memorial signs, 5-pointed red stars and emblems of the Soviet Union. This is the Sich Rifleman Street in Kiev. It was one of the first to be decommunized in Ukraine. Until 2015, it was named after the Soviet propagandist Fedor Sergeyev. He went by the name Artem.
We are near the house where the Ukrainian Sich Riflemen barracks were at the end of 1917 and beginning of 1918. It was one of the most combat-ready, disciplined and invincible units of the Ukrainian People's Republic Army.
The name of the street is directly connected to Ukrainian history.
Artem is not for this place and this town. He is one of the Soviet-era propaganda symbols, and the Sich Riflemen were here. They went down this street to suppress the Bolshevik uprising at the Arsenal plant.
Historian Kyrylo Halushko says that he started decommunization initiatives 10 years ago. However, back then, they weren't implemented. Now he is glad that his children can see Ukrainian history.
You don't need to drag all the past along, because sometimes it is hard to move forward when you have lots of skeletons in your closet that you cannot explain to anyone. For me, the surroundings and the streets my children and grandchildren will walk are important.
The decommunization in Ukraine is continuing. In near future, Ukraine's Dnipropetrovsk region could be changed to Syczesław. Meanwhile, a street in Kiev, which used to be named after Soviet intelligence officer Ivan Kudrya, was renamed in honor of American senator and friend of Ukraine, John McCain. Reported by Olga Volonets, UATV.